GKS dreamers are worried about the number of awards they need and the amount of work experience they should have. And how many awards did you earn? And how much work experience did you have when you applied for GKS?
Okay, so I think award or certificate is one of important element when applying for GKS because it shows how much you contribute to your community. And I think the committee would likely to choose those who can have an impact on the society. But it is vital to take into account if the certificate or award that you submit will support you to be selected. So I would recommend to include maybe the most prestigious ones or document that closely related to Korea and also related to the major. In my case, I only enclose like 4 or 5 awards. And also, I included a document stating that I have a certain positions in a journalistic club back in my university. Yeah.
You submitted 4 or 5 awards, and
Yeah.
you also had work experience back then.
Yeah.
You're actually a special case, aren't you? Because many people watching my channel are worried they don't have any experience and they don't have any awards to submit. But in your case, do you think it was did it affect you to become selected?
Yeah, I think so. Because in my study plan, I also I wrote that I wanted to do something with the journalism, right? So I think by submitting a document stating that I have experience in journalistic would helpful too.
Okay.
Mm.
So then it's definitely case by case. In your case, those experience and awards were helpful for you to become selected. But some also did not have any experience, but did not have experience and awards.
Yeah.
But they were selected as well.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the majors they chose.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, experience would help, would help you, especially during the interview. And also, I think, as I said before, the community would likely to choose those who would give an impact on the society.
Right.
So the more experience you have, I think the more chance you will have to get selected.
All right. Let's talk about GKS interviews.
Yeah.
Did you have an online or in-person interview?
It was conducted by phone. So the interviewer, who is also one of the professors at the university, sent me email first. So we talk about the time when we both convenient to have the interview. And then she gave me some options. I chose the time, and on the D-Day, she called.
Was the interviewer your promising advisor at Keimyung University?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Because we end up talking a lot about linguistics and language.
All right. So was it one-on-one interview then?
Yeah, right.
On the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long was the interview?
It was about 15 minutes until 20 minutes. Actually, I heard from the interviewer there were several candidates from different countries applying for the same major. But the interview was conducted by calling the candidate like one by one.
Okay. How was the atmosphere during the interview?
I would say it was enjoyable. The interviewer was very open-minded. I did like talking and also discussing quite a lot of topics with her. Somehow I think it was not an interview at all. It was just like academic discussion. Yeah.
Nice. Very informative.
Yes.
But kind of casual, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember some interview questions you received?
Yes, I wouldn't forget that. So like in the beginning of the interview, during the self introductions, I asked her first, like, oh, shall I introduce myself in English or Korean? And then she said, Korean? Oh, why not? Okay. And then I introduced myself in Korean. I told her my story in Korean, and then she was a bit surprised. And then we just continue talking by mixing Korean and English. We talk
Yeah.
about language stereotypes because my major related to linguistics.
Mhm.
And then we also talk about pros and cons living in a certain country, also living in Korea, the pros and cons. And we also talking about Korean culture. If Pali culture is always the best solution, food people, yeah, lots of things. So actually, she didn't ask me a lot about what I have written on my personal statement and study plan.
Mhm.
She just said, well, I'm so impressed because your writing is so organized. And she actually asked me if I have questions.
What did you
So
ask her?
I asked her if I had a big chance to pass and how many percent it would be. But she gave me a very smart answer. She just said really high. She didn't mention like how many percent. Yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, very smart.
That the reason she didn't mention is because you had a 3-digit percent.
Uh, there were
100.
also a lot of candidates from different countries.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, she told me.
And you just mentioned that she read your personal statement and study statement of purpose carefully, and she asked you questions based on your writing. That's why I always tell my studying Korea dreamers to work on their SOP and personal statement
Yeah.
really well.
Mm-hmm.
Take their time to work on their personal statement and SOP, because the interviewers will they don't have enough information on the applicants. That's why they can't help but read their personal statements and statements of purpose carefully,
Yeah.
and they make questions through their writing.
Yes. Right.
So I always emphasize that they should work on their writing really hard,
Mm-hmm.
perfect their writing, so that they can show that they're prepared and they're enthusiastic about this program, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so you just proved that what I just said, what I always say,
Yes.
uh, is right.
Yeah.
It's
Your
very
writing
helpful.
would play the important role.
Mhm.
Mm.
Correct.
So work on that.
Hmm. And I already posted useful videos about how to improve their personal statement and SOP. So
Yeah. That's
please
very
watch
kind of
care.
you.
Please watch care. Please watch those videos
Yeah.
carefully, everybody. All right. And do you have any tips to ace an interview?
I think first, just be honest. Because honesty is the best policy, right?
Correct. Agreed.
Yeah. You don't need to be someone else to impress
Mm.
other people. Don't make up the story, because if you do, then people would notice. So just be yourself. Mm.
But that doesn't mean you have to say, "Oh, I want this scholarship very much." Just get
No,
me
I mean, like,
selected.
don't beg. Don't beg. Yeah, I think you just you don't say that. I mean, like, you don't say, just show your that you're interested. Don't say, oh, I want,
I
or
want
don't
this.
say like, oh, please, I really need this. Yeah,
Mhm.
that tone wouldn't bring you to be the selected candidate, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, what we're saying is don't beg.
Yeah, right.
Being honest doesn't mean begging, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Just we're just saying be yourself and show how much you're interested in this program, and what you can do for your country and South Korea,
Yes, right.
something like
And
that.
also, it's important to place, I mean, like to put yourself in interviewer shoes. I mean, not thinking the interviewer as, for example, investor. Would you think that the investor would invest if you don't have a clear project, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you're not sure what you're saying? I don't
Right.
think they would, right? So, I mean, you need to be confident in what are you saying in order to convince the interviewer to choose you.
Right.
Yeah.
Then how did you prepare for a GKS interview?
Me, I actually wrote my, like I wrote the possible questions appear in the interview, and then I also practiced in front of the mirror, even though it was just a phone call.
Oh, did you practice on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. But practice makes perfect.
Right. Yeah.
And it worked for you.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about entry to South Korea and self-quarantine. How
Okay.
long did it take to receive a visa?
Normally it takes about 14 days, but because we came to Korea, like all the GKS scholar came to Korea through GKS, it take like less than 14 days.
Right. GKS scholars are privileged. So
Mm.
their visa process is much faster than
Yeah.
regular students.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how much did it cost to arrive in Korea?
How much? I just paid for the domestic flight from Bali to Jakarta, the capital city. It cost like 500,000, so it's like $40 US dollars. Because
48 US dollars?
it's May 48 or 40.
40 to
Depends on
48.
it depends on the currency.
It's about 48 US dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
and the international flight was already paid by the government, so I didn't need to, pay.
so did Kangwon National University contact you and give
Yeah.
you your flight ticket?
Yes, right.
Okay. Okay. And what are must-bring items to Korea?
But money, money for the first month maybe. Yeah, money. But I think the most important thing to bring is to bring yourself. because
Bring yourself.
because here you're not just gonna deal with academic problem. You would deal with tons of obstacles.
Such
For
as?
example, yeah, different weather, different culture, different language. It's entirely different world.
Right, it's a whole new world.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's easy for people to lose themselves and forget their initial goal.
Correct.
So remember to bring with you the spirit you have back in your home country. So whenever you feel like giving up, you remember the reason why you start. So bring yourself.
So how do you get over the homesickness?
Homesickness? Oh, well, I still don't miss my hometown. I feel really comfortable here. Yeah. The weather is okay. The people are nice. Yeah, I'm happy here. Yeah.
You must be an independent person.
Yes.
Okay. And where did you self-quarantine for 14 days?
Oh, it was in a very nice resort in Yangpyeong.
It must be Sonoma
Yeah, Sonomun.
Resort.
Yeah,
Sonoma
Sonomun
Resort, right?
Resort, yeah.
In Yangpyeong, Gyeonggi Province. Oh, many GKS scholars are they quarantine there.
Yes.
Oh.
But actually, there were some people, some scholars, they had their self quarantine in Seoul, like closer to Seoul. But Yangpyeong is not so close, right?
No.
To Seoul, I mean, yeah.
A little bit farther, yeah. But it's close to Kangwon National University.
Yes, It takes about
It's in
like
the mi-
1 hour
it's in the middle,
in the middle.
and just in the middle between Seoul and uh, Chuncheon,
Chuncheon, yeah.
which is where Kangwon National University is.
Yes, right.
All right. So how's the quarantine? Any episodes?
No, was good. No major problem. I didn't need to pay for anything. Yeah, including the PCR test. Only maybe the food. This is the same every day.
So were you tired of it
A little
in the
bit.
end?
but I needed to keep healthy, right? So yeah, I just ate the food.
Mhm. So you just had a 14-day vacation at the resort.
14 days. Yeah,
Okay.
I was doing nothing.
Do you miss those days?
No.
Or want to make yourself some busy?
Yes, I think I enjoy busy life.
Nice. Keep keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the Korean language study program.
Mhm.
How is the language program and how are the Korean teachers at Kangwon National University?
It has been great. As I said before, I started in level 3 and now I'm in level 4. So it's challenging, but okay. I do love the teachers. They are really considerate. They're very dedicated. And I do hope actually the government would give more attention to Korean language teachers
Oh,
because because they play such important role. Because I heard from people from somewhere that Korean teachers need more attention. Okay, so yeah, they play such important role, right, in maintaining other people or foreigners' interests in the Korean culture and language. Imagine if the class and the teachers are boring. So
do you
yeah,
think
I
your
do hope
Korean
Korean.
so do you think your
Yeah.
Korean teachers are not as well treated as you wish to be?
No, it's also published on the newspaper, right?
Hmm. Oh, do you read
Yeah,
Korean newspapers?
yeah, sometimes when it's like on the headline. So
Mhm.
oh, it's kind of interesting. I read.
So did you find some articles that said, oh, Korean teachers, language teachers are not well treated?
Yeah, like
Oh.
especially for those who work in like 오학당.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Ahokdang is a Korean language school.
yeah,
Mm. There are part-time workers actually,
yeah, I
part-time
heard.
instructor.
Mm.
Mm. All right. And I just mentioned where Kangwon National University is. It's in Chuncheon.
Yes, right.
How long is it
Where it
away
is
from
famous
Seoul?
for takalbi.
Oh, that's correct. Kalbi. How far is it away from Seoul, the capital city?
1 hour and 40 or 2 hours.
By car?
Yes, by car or
Okay.
by train.
By train?
Mm.
All right.
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Like 1 hour 30 minutes or until 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not that far then.
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of people coming here for healing. You know.
Right.
Yeah, we have also. Oh, okay. We have also lots of mountains.
True, true. And your Korean is good. Uh, what are some tips to improve Korean?
What some tips? I think it could be hard to learn Korean if you don't embrace the culture, because Korean is a really how would I say, context-based language.
Context-based?
Yeah, we not we the Korean language has like a level of politeness.
Right.
Yeah, so if you just learn from the book, I don't think it would help much. It would help for some accents, but to master the language, you need to go out there and then get along with the people,
Mhm.
experience more. Yeah. So you study in a classroom, but experience outside the classroom. it would help.
Does Kangwon National University provide you with some opportunities to communicate with Koreans?
Yeah, they provide like a buddy program. So like one Korean student would accompany 3 or 4 foreign students, and then we talk. We also have a 말하기 동아리, so like speaking club.
Speaking
Yeah.
club? Oh, okay.
Yes, right.
So do you language exchange there?
Yes, yeah. I actually participate in the last program, and then I also would like to participate on the next program.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
2 more questions.
Yes.
What are your plans after finishing your master's program?
Oh, actually, I have plan A, B, C. I wrote it, I wrote all on my study plan. I couldn't say like what exactly it is, but I would like to contribute to my community, and I would love to strengthen the relationship between Indonesia and Korea.
That's very motivating and impressive. It's a big plan, actually.
Yeah, big plan.
But how can you contribute yourself to the 2 countries?
Actually, there are lots of ways. I heard that actually there are like more and more Korean people are interested in learning Indonesian, right?
Right.
So I would love to connect Indonesian people and then also Korean people. I mean, like, so they can have a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
They can maybe have a cultural or language exchange.
Okay, so it's about language.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're fluent in all 3 languages: Indonesian, Korean, and
I'm
English.
still learning. That's too much.
Well, I can see that. I'm sure you can make it happen.
Yeah.
And it can be a good bridge.
Thank you.
Would you please say a few encouraging words to our GKS dreamers?
Okay, so I think first you should learn the language. If you want like scholarship in Korea, learn the language.
You mean
Come
the Korean
here and
language?
then yes, Korean language. Come here and be a nice guest. I mean, learn the language. It would be rewarding. You wouldn't regret that. And also, lots of people like come to me and say, "Oh, I want scholarship in Korea, but I can't blah blah blah," or "But I don't blah blah blah." So I think if you say "but," it means you make excuse rather than make effort, and that wouldn't bring you anywhere in life. So if you want the scholarship, make effort so you can get the scholarship. Don't make excuse. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Try not to use but to use and instead.
Yeah.
I want to do this and I'll do this.
Yes, right.
Something like that. All right, that's a very inspiring comment for our Study in Korea dreamers. I'm sure people are watching our video now. Get a lot of get a lot of information today, and they must be motivated.
I hope.
So it's about like 2 months left for the upcoming application for GKS GKS G students, GKS graduates. So I'm sure this video is also helpful for them as well. Thanks for your time, Inda.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It was great talking to you today.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Have a great year ahead.
Thank you, you too. And stay safe and healthy as always.
Yeah. 항상 건강하고 행복하세요.
감사합니다.
네.
Terima kasih.
sama-sama.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Now, Enjoy your stay.